Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know that it's been a while, but I am back to give you a video on how I designed my 5-gallon tank to hold some White Cloud mountain minnows. Alright, let's hop in. So for the substrate, I just went with some really fine sand. This is actually some old sand I got from the beach a while back. And, you know, since it's already been like in a cycled tank, I thought that it would be better off just putting it in here instead of getting some new substrate. I originally wanted to use some like natural looking gravel, but like, first of all, I didn't have any, and I didn't really want to go out and buy any, so I just went with what I had, and honestly, I don't mind how it looked in the end. I flattened it out a bit here, and the sand looks really muddy from the camera, but it's actually really bright in real life. Anyways, I just added like a pretty thin layer of sand. Might have been too thin, so I just added a slight bit more. As you can see, like the sand kind of just lifts it up a bit. Anyways, now it is time for the hardscape. So, I have these two rocks that I found at one of my local creeks. And I thought that because they were in my pond, I just brought them inside and went like, they would look good in here. So, I just put the big flat one down. And then that's like round one. I was just like moving it around to see where it would look nice or where it would fit. And it took a bit of shuffling. I had to move everything around a bit until it looked good because, you know, there's no point of like doing something and not being happy with it. So I just shuffled it around until it was like, until it looked good. And I got these small rocks that I just have outside and just kind of like spread them around. Um, they all just they all got moved around eventually, like when I was doing the plants and stuff later on. But I think they look pretty nice. I like how they complement the sand. Now after placing the rocks, I decided to put in the plants. So as you can see, the plant I'm putting in here is called temple plant. I can't remember for sure, but I think the scientific name is Hygrophila something. Anyways, I really like this plant, and it grows decently well in like low to high light situations. So since this is a pretty low light tank, I thought that I'll just toss them in here and it should do fine. Um, I was going to add like driftwood and leaves, but since this is mostly for the minnows and I want it to look nice and clean, I didn't really want like black water. I wanted to keep it as clear as possible. But potentially I might do like a black water tank in the future, like for some neon tetras or something. Anyways, um, after I added the temple plants, I decided to add some water wisteria as well. I didn't add too many plants since I know that these plants will grow in pretty fast even though it is a pretty low light situation. I also had to like shift around some of the small rocks to get the plants to stay still, which is why I said before that I just shuffled all the rocks around. But yeah, so that's what all the plants look like from the top. You can also see I shoved one in the corner, which I didn't get on film, but yeah. I just took that plant out and later anyways because it was in the way. But it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. Now I just put a plastic bag down and got a water bucket and yeah, so it took me a while. It just like shoots up. Oh, yeah, one of the temple plants went flying. But I just like put it back in, you know. So all is good, all is good. Here's a side view of the plant so you can see that there is some good like hiding spaces for the minnows so they don't feel entirely vulnerable. And then of course they have like under the rock and stuff as well. And this is a top view. I actually really like this tank. So like I said, I moved that plant in the corner, and that's because I put a little hang on the back filter here. As you can see, it's really small, but since there'll only be minnows in here, and maybe a few invertebrates, I thought that should be plenty because the plants would be in here, the sand is already seasoned and everything. But yeah, and then you can barely tell that the filter is there, so I really like that. But here is how the tank looked before adding any fish in. Nice and clean. Okay, it took me a while, but eventually I caught all the mountain minnows and I just let them acclimate. So the way I let them acclimate is after turning off the lights, I just waited 10 minutes for the temperature to acclimate, then I filled up the water a bit, then I let them acclimate another 5 minutes, and then now it's time to let them out of the bag. And there they go, into their new tank. You may notice that there is only 5 of them, which is a pretty small school, but I want to breed these minnows, and since they are pretty easy to breed, I decided that I would toss in some of my red cherry shrimps. These are mostly coals, but since I didn't want to kill these ones, I thought that, they'll just be fine in the minnow tank. There's 6 of them, so I'll see how they do. But I drip acclimated them for about an hour, so they should be fine. And the water parameters should be pretty good. It's not that bad anyways. Oh, there's a little cherry strip on the right. But yeah, they are like a top dweller, so they are stressed being down at the bottom. So after 5 minutes, the tank settled down, and you can see there's one minnow who's comfortable swimming near the top, but the other 4 are still a little bit shy. And the cherry shrimp are just doing their thing, like, they're not stressed at all, like, they're just chilling. But I am pretty happy with how this turned out. Once the plants grow in, they should get pretty tall, and it should be a pretty good place for the minnows. But once I breed a lot of them anyways, I plan on putting them outside in a pond, so this tank might not even last that long. I still like it though. So 15 minutes later, here are the minnows. You can see they're in the middle now, so they aren't that stressed, and they are getting comfortable. Looking at them now, they're all at the tops, to my side, they're all at the top, so they're good now. But you can see in this clip that their colors have come back a lot, and they look really nice. They have that silverish stripe, and the red tail, and the dark underbelly. So everything's good, everything's good. And that is the end of the process. I think this tank would be a good office desk, and with probably a bit more decoration, because it's a bit plain. It's on my bedside table, so I can always have access to it because it's right next to my bed. But yeah, I really like it, and I think the minnows will be just fine in here until I move them to the pond. Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks for I haven't said this in a while. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed. If you found the video entertaining or anything, please just give me a thumbs up or subscribe, because they're both free and they would help me since I only have about 101 subscribers. And I really want to get better gear to make better videos, but I'm kind of on a budget right now since I'm still in school and everything, But I also want to make a video about how to breed these minnows once they get to that right time in their life. So if you want to see that happen, stay subscribed. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you all in the future.